Hello there everyone, it's Soul017 here. Let me get started like usual. I didn't own this picture. This is not a paid video. Alright, okay. Okay, so it's been about a couple of days. And well, I just got into something that well, I'm not gonna really explain much about it. But let's just say it's just something I go through and it makes me not want to do anything besides YouTube, games, or just in general. So that was being a pain in my side for a couple of days. I kind of lost emphasize. I was trying to work on this video, and well, you know, so it just didn't really work out so well in the video when I tried to make it before I stopped it. Stopped making videos for a couple of days and just kind of took like a mental break. So yeah, and well, also I've having ideas for a Doomslayer what if, along with a Virgil what if. And I'm trying to decide which will be better for them. But I'm gonna make another high school DxD what if, but Issei will have the power of somebody, one of those two. And if it's Virgil, then I think it's the first one ever. But if it's this other character, well, this other what if I'm thinking of doing, Rin from Rin and Kumara from Blue Exorcist. If I make him Virgil, then somebody already had the idea of it, but to make it Virgil, but they went along with Attack on Titan. So just let me find the name of it real quick. I mean, not it of their channel. Yeah, I'm kind of like not really 100% here, I think. And I'm not even tired yet, it's just for some reason my mind doesn't want to work anymore. Because the way that it was, I don't know, I just been up taking care of the fire for a couple of days. And it's just, yeah, annoying. But no fire tonight, so yay. So give me a minute, everyone. Yep, okay, found it. His channel name is King Sinbad. He made a Virgil, but Attack on Titan, Eren Yeager, I believe. I did not watch, I didn't think, I mean, so, but he did, like, mention he would, basically he did a poll between a couple other characters, and one of them was Ren Kumara, and I just thought, wait, would that really work? And I started thinking about it, and then it came in my head, I was thinking, alright, crap, man, I want to make it. I want to make a Virgil, what if? And then I just kept on thinking about Ren until I said, you know what, freak it. I'm just gonna make a, Blue Exorcist, Virgil, reincarnation. So yeah. Hold on, something's popped. I got something pop in my eye real quick. I'll be back. So yeah, sorry, just my eye was freaking bothering crap out of me. But yeah, so he never made the what if, but it got into my head, and I tried not to think about it, but I did. And then I kind of was just watching a Gotcha Life video, believe it or not, for the Doomslayer idea. But I was thinking about making it Issei was the Doomslayer. And you're thinking, how would that work? The Doomslayer wants to kill demons, and, Issei would have to, fight all of, Rias, basically, well, all the devils. And, I just thought, yeah, but he'll be way OP, he'll basically go through a lifetime of fighting, never aging, but mind growing and maturing, and well, he become way more powerful with the boosted gear, Drake, and he'd be able to handle everything. So, yeah. I mean, I kind of thought about it, but hey, you know, that's an idea I'm waiting for Christmas time. So, yeah, and sorry, brain. Well, no, the lighting. Hold on. All right. So, yeah, that's what I was thinking about, and I got a couple of ideas that will be coming around for Christmas. Like all these will come around the time of Christmas week. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to knock out a couple of what ifs as soon as I can. Which I probably won't. But anyways. What else? Oh yeah. Thank you for all your support for giving me 4.02K. I did not know I made it that far, and I feel like I'm gonna have to make a 4,000 special. Yeah, that's enough of me rambling on, sorry. But let's just get into this what if, and this thing could be a long one, because I'm gonna need to sleep, and also I still got some college work I gotta finish up before tomorrow night. So yeah. Anyways, this is what Deku was in Nomu part 3. Yeah. So we all know what happened last time. They all basically are like celebrating. Basically, the League of Villains that are originally there. They're all just like, you know, just having fun. Well, and then they all just like freaking passed out because it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. So Deku's waking up and oh man, freaking Oracle basically is holding on to him like a freaking body pillow, you know. And he just like seeing this, he just wakes up. He was like, why am I can't move. He looks and he sees Oracle. He's like, oh. Oracle, wake up. Wake up! Oracle! And then she goes, huh? What? And then she sees she's holding Deku and she basically like, let's go and gets up and she says, I'm so sorry. Her face, I mean, she has learned how to basically, um, learn about human emotions so she can mimic it. So yeah, that's what she's doing. She's basically blushing now, and he just says it's fine. Just why? That's all I need to know. She just says because, well, I can mimic sleep and all, so I want to try it out. And I guess I do weird things in my sleep. And he goes, great. All right, whatever. Just get back in my shadow so I can change. She goes, all right. Basically, she does. Okay, I'm gonna have to leave my eye closed. So yeah, Sateki gets changed. He goes out. He sees Shigaraki, Toga, Stinger, um, the person with a magnet quirk. I'm just gonna say that because I don't know, like, hate because I probably would say something wrong. But anyways, and Kirikiri along with some other people. But he goes like, "Yo, Shigaraki, are we gonna go save him?" And Shigaraki just looks at Deku and just says, "Oh, Izuku, yeah, I'm coming up with the plan right now, actually. Also, your mom makes a really good breakfast." She says, "Oh, thank you." He goes, "No problem, Miss Midoriya." And she just says, "Call me Inko." Well, call me Mom, which Deku just looks at her like, "What?" She does say, "Well, if me and All For One do get married, he's gonna be your brother, and he is gonna be, well, stepbrother, and he's gonna be, my stepson, so, yeah." And Dobby's laughing, and and Deku just looks at him and goes like, "Ashtray, if you don't shut it in the next 5 minutes, I will throw you out my freaking out of this apartment building." As Dobby just says, "I'd like to see you try." And next thing you know, Deku just pulls out shadows out like from the side and just like forms like two claws in like the air. It goes like, "Want to bet?" And Dobby just says, "Bring it with flames." And that's when, Toga says, "Enough, you two." They just both look at each other, and then the shadows go back. Dobby just, you know, no, not shadows. That's a fire and blood. Oh yeah, shadow. Yeah, he does have shadow manipulation. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, okay. So yeah, so Inko just says thank you to her. She says no problem. So Deku though eats and he tells everyone he's gonna go out. So he does. He goes out. Does a few like going around the city, jumping off rooftops. Basically, he's basically starting to get like some habits. He's starting like to well, since he was on the news and stuff, people like recognize him. So, well, since he can change his hair color and eye color, he does go around, stealing a few things. And well, by a few things, I'm talking about like it's only like money or like not food, but just a few like trinkets that no one did notice. But that was in like just in like the 30? No, 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 no. That was only like 45 minutes of him leaving the apartment. So yeah, and he already got a lot of stuff. He got a couple like cash, um, like two, not 2,000, 15,000 yen, and that was only like through little like little pocket change and such. And then he found like a few dollar bills, and then he just was like, eh. So he solved a few robberies, took the guys after kicking the robbers' butts. He looked through their wallets and took their money. And yeah. So after that, it was kind of on the news, and well, as soon as Deku and Shigaraki sees it along with Inko's proud of him. Shigaraki just says, "He's already going out there, doing his thing, huh?" Inko says yes, even though he can't become a hero. I'm so proud of him. So yeah, Shigaraki just smiles. And when Deku gets back to the apartment after about 4 hours, he does see Shigaraki. He goes, "So, brother?" He goes, "Yeah, brother. How am I gonna save, dad?" And then he goes, "Well, we're not really, related by blood, or, my dad hasn't married." He goes, "Well, he's dating my mom, and I have a feeling it's gonna happen anyway, so I'm just gonna try to get used to it now." He goes, "Alright." So he goes, "Well, we can do it in the next couple weeks. So do whatever you need to do, level up, grind, or whatever. Just, just be prepared." As he nods, Deku just nods to him. So he starts training. He looks at the leveling system, he notices his levels kind of, well, not really low. It's high, but his points and everything, like his strength is low, dexterity, health, endurance, intelligence. So they were all scattered around. So he has enough points. Well, he was at level. Hmm. 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 I did not look back and see what level he was at. I think around level 40 or something. So, um, let's say about level 90. Yeah, so basically he levels up everything, but his level's level 90. He has his health and everything else up to about level 40. And then he works on his skills. There are some like fine techniques, sword techniques that he does unlock, along with shadow manipulation, what he can do with it, along with mixing his blood into his shadow, creating something new. So yeah, and what else? What else I want to give him? Oh yeah, some sort of like increasing the temperature of his fire. All right, I'll be back in one. Yeah, right, I'm back. Reason why his level is around what I said is because, well, sports training, and also he beat Bakugo, Stain, and, well, he fought all for one. So, yeah. Anyway, so after Deku going around the next day, defeating some bad guys and such, he finds Nina, and he's kind of hesitant to, well, go see her. So he just follows her. Well, actually, no, he doesn't follow her. He basically accidentally found out where she lived and such. So yeah, so basically he kind of just like gets a note, well, piece of paper, pencil, no pen, just starts writing on it, and then just like goes over to where he thinks is her window, which it is, and just puts it at the window with a web on it. And so he just leaves. What he put on the note is saying, "Hi, it's me, Izuku. I found out where you live and such, but I don't know if you're okay with talking, so write yes or no if you want to talk more." So, she basically she finds it and she answers it, which Deku's gonna come back tomorrow and get it. But yeah. So we're doing though a time skip to about the next 3 weeks. And Mina said yes, and he has been going over and talking to her. She's been laughing at some jokes he makes, and she's been enjoying her time with him. So yeah. But anyways, that's enough of that. Deku, Shigaraki, Dabi, and Toga and Stain are all in the van. You know, Shigaraki's plan is basically Dabi, no, not Dabi, Stain and Toga go in along with Twice and Mr. Compress to take out some guards while Dabi and Deku go in, make a ruckus. Well, basically make a distraction. And go along for the whole entire building so that way it looks like we're on the way to get All for One. And Deku's in his head just thinking this sounds like a very fun plan but very complex. As Oracle just said, yeah, that is true. So how about we do it our way? He goes, yeah, That sounds a little bit more fun. So, right when they stop, Deku just, well, he immediately disappears. He's basically running up a building. Shigaraki says, alright, Zuko, did I say Dabi? I meant Shigaraki. Shigaraki says, alright, Zuko, get in position. Where is Zuko? As Toga looks up and she goes, up there. And Shigaraki goes like, I know he's gonna be my brother, but come on. Really? You can't follow a simple plan. So, when Deku gets on top of the building, he's already at the edge of it. He doesn't care what's gonna happen. He just says, let's do this. As he just starts stretching, and then Orc says, you're not gonna look? He says, nah, where's the fun of that? As he just starts running, top speed, and then all of a sudden, like, Deku did not notice, nor did anyone else, but the Wild Wild Pussycats are there because All for One did take, one of the same girl, the same hero's quirk. He did take hers, so they were trying to get it back. He did say as long as they release his arms, he can do it. So, but they don't want to take the chance. But he was gonna do it. He doesn't really need it. So, yeah. But anyways, Izuku basically those jumping over everything because of his super strength, and it was a very high building. As he believes he's right on top of it. The area where All for One is. He had a pretty good sense of judgment. So he decides to basically have his fists on fire. He says, "Flaming fist," as he just dives down. And what happened is he just starts saying, he just starts how do I say this? He starts like turning the fist as it's going down to cover his whole everything around. It looks like he's just about to drill right through the ceiling, but he just smashes right through. And well, what happens next is he lands right in between Pixie Rob, the glass, and All for One. Well, not the Wild Wild puts cats basically. Koda's there too. No, not Koda. Koda's not there. No, I don't think he would be. The glass isn't there, and Izuku can already tell there were some people in here, so he just automatically activates the shadow manipulation. As they're all bind together, as shadows from All for One's chair starts to make the blades and cuts him out. As he goes, thank you. Did you just follow the plan, or did you do your own thing? As he points out number 2, he just laughs. As All for One just laughs. And he just looks at, Pissy Bob and the rest of them as he sees, the hero that he took her quirk from. As then he basically smashes his hand right through the glass and immediately grabs the same hero and puts her quirk back in. He says, I wasn't lying though. I wanted to give you it back since I have no need for it, really. I thought I could use it for something, and I could, but you seemed like you needed it more. Ingo's kindness did rub off on him, so yeah. And Izuku was like, well, he is still kind and all, so yeah. So basically, they both jump out through the wall. Through the hole Izuku made, and there's like a whole bunch of guards out there, and they all have like bullets and such. So they both just look at each other and grin, and they just start running. Zuko is just throwing fire and webbing at them, while All for One is shooting air cannon blast, ice blast, fire blast, electric blast, and the guys who are not getting hit are just seeing Izuku and All for One moving at exactly the same time, basically in sync, covering each other's back, and they're just wondering themselves, what the heck? So as soon as they get near to like the jail's like area, like the outer like the edge of the building, they both jump as high and like put so much strength they can into their feet just to jump as far as they can. And they get over the wall and just go flying. And Shigaraki says, move it, Dobby. As he goes, I'm doing it. As they open up the door to the van. As Deku and Ultron get over the wall and land into the moving, like basically right when Izuku and Dabi were about to nearly get not even all the way, but let's just say they were still in the air and they were like falling. As All For One says, Izuku, can you? And then they see the van, the doors open, they just land it in it. As then Deku like immediately says, "Get going, Ashtray, go go go!" And he goes, "You and Shigaraki, I'm on it." As Dabi was driving. So yeah, and the heroes and everyone else are on high alert. They get rid of basically drive for about 25 to 45 minutes. Then they get out of the van, destroy it, and Kirigiri, got a text where they were. He opened up a portal, and well, they all got back to Inko. Inko runs up to him, to offer one that hugs him, and he just says, "I'm sorry, if I worried you and such." And Inko just says, "No, it's fine." Then Izuku says, "Oh yeah, I need to go to America. You think you can help me?" As as All For One, says, "Why?" He goes, "Well, I want to find my real dad and make his life ruined. Ruin his life." So, Shiraki, All For One, Togen, Dabi, Stinger, Mr. Compress, just says, "We're coming too." He says, "You guys don't really have to. It's fine." So, All For One does look at him. He says, "I really want to see what type of man this is that will leave his son and his wife for a new one." And so, Deku just smiles and says, "Thanks, Dad." So, what are we gonna do? All For One says, "Well, I could book a plane ticket, but it will take some time since the heat on me is pretty big. I do have a manipulation quirk that will allow me to manipulate my body and change it." So, he gets rid of the white hair he had. He changes it to black. His eyes are blue. He changes his size to be a little bit taller than Inko, but not too tall. And, what else? So he's a little bit more muscular. I mean, Deku says, "Well, that's pretty interesting, Dad." And All For One just scratched his back of his head and said, "Thanks." So yeah, so a couple of days pass. Deku and Mina talk more. He got a phone, so he started texting her and such. She's talking about how her and Oracle talk to each other on around back. So basically, Mina was saying like how she talked to Oracle, and about how emotions work and all that, and that her for those couple of days when they were not training, she was helping Oracle out, which Deku says saying she's way more. She has a little bit more like a girl now. And Oracle, basically came out and says, "Hey, I could always been a girl. I just didn't know how to since I was hanging out with a boy." And Deku just laughs at it. So he tells Mina what she said. She just laughs too. So what happens next is A couple, when the day comes, the plane ticket says, God, this is gonna freaking stink. Sorry, fan. Eyes really bother me, and I cannot stand it. It's like when you got something in your eye, you can't get it out. That sort of deal. But anyways, what happened next is the plane ticket. They're leaving to go to America, and so the plane ride. Duck had never been on one, so he's kind of like freaking out a little bit because it's something new. Same thing for Oracle. Such he told Mina about it. She says, "Oh, can I come?" And all that. He says no. She says, "Why not?" He goes, "Because Amanda calls him Havoc for my dad." She then asks, through text, "What do you mean?" He was like, "Oh, well, here's the thing. My dad might have left me and my mom for someone else, or just to get away from us, and had a new family of his own, without ever coming by and seeing me and such, or my mom again, and just be sending us money." She basically sent emojis saying she was mad, and she says, "Go get him, ruin his life and such. I support you 100%." And she just says that maybe we can catch a movie, when you get back. And then he just says, "I like that." So, while I go into Mina real quick, she sees that and she's just happy. She's just smiling, jumping up for joy and such. And her mom walks in and basically asks what's wrong. She says she may have it, she's calling a date, but she says she didn't say it was a date. So, but she's calling it anyways. And her mom's glad for her. So yeah, what happens next is, well, Deku was going around, let's just say a city. Yeah, a certain city. You guys can think of it. Well, you guys can make it up in your own head because I don't want say real names. But he's going around saving people's lives. Way more heroes in America than are in Japan, so there's like a lot more heat out on him. And one of the heroes is his dad. So whenever time he sees his dad, he basically makes sure he disappears real quick and see where he lives. He found out that his dad is rank 10th in America, and he's called Pyroman. And I'm just kidding, he's called Fire Breather. And so, what happened next? What happened is though, Deku also texted his mom saying he found out that they have a sis. He has a sister, cause Izuku's dad, you know, got a new family, so he's gonna have a child, and Inko probably thought about this. So she did told him to be warned, but still, it kind of hurt that all this time he had a sister he never knew. He's kind of pissed. So as soon as All For One, he goes back to the base where they're in America. As soon as All For One sees his face, he asks him what's wrong with Zuko. He basically explains how his dad had a new family. They thought, but that he also has a sister, which he's mad at, and All For One just says, so he left you and your mother in Japan, came to America, started a new life, and basically had another child, and does not care about you two. And Izuku just says, yeah, pretty much. So, he gets mad. He asks Izuku what would he want? What type of quirk would he want? Something new. And Izuku says he would like to have a quirk that allows him to hack into anything really about his security. And a, a night vision quirk? No. No, just a hacker quirk. Yeah, hold on. Yeah. So basically, Deku's gonna hack a quirk that allows him to basically hack into any object, but he can also basically use, let's say, like his nail to transfer data into a phone or a computer or something. So yeah, he can basically store stuff into his brain, and that's it. He can copy it as such, you know. So, anyways, I know I've just been going through the story pretty quickly, but yeah. So basically, what happens is this. All right. So as Deku walks up to his mom, he says he's not gonna be home for a couple of days. Well, not his mom. All for one. And Shigaraki, he tells him he's gonna be, taking care of his father now. So they just tell him good luck. So Deku leaves the hideout, and just starts doing what he does best, causing some mischief and, well, making someone's life a living pain. And yeah, so this is where we're doing, you know. So Deku's outside of a building. He knows what's gonna go down in there. Heroes are gonna come in and try to start some fights, but Deku's gonna take care of it real quick. Take care of it before they can. As he basically, goes in. There's a guy with, basically some weapons, so he takes care of them with ease. He basically gets over to a part of the building that has security. Well, basically, he figures out there's security cameras. As what he finds out with the hacker part that he's able to see electronical activity through certain objects. Well, through objects if he wants to. Even seeing the phone wave, well, a wave for like a phone, so like the radio signal and such. And well, he knows where certain people are, so he tracks. Well, he takes down everyone in a matter of 30 seconds. And Deku, he basically goes up to, well, the leader, and he asks, "Did you know heroes were gonna come?" He goes, "Yes, number 10th hero. We're ready to take care of him." As Izuku says, "No, you weren't." And then he just knocks the leader out. He ties them all up and in his webs, leaves a note, and disappears. Well, onto that other building. As when everyone gets there along with Hasashi, Deku started to has his phone and started to go through, well, the text message of Hasashi. He already hacked into his phone. So, he's going through the text messages, seeing who the kid is, what's her name, and it's not Naka? Yeah, Naka. And, well, her quirk is very powerful, such. Uh, the wife asks, like, has he sent money to his son and daughter, well, his son and, like, other wife, well, son and Inko? He says, yes, I did. She says, good, because after what you did to her, you should have been there, but you're not. You're me instead, and she can't forgive him for that. He goes, how many times do I have to say I'm sorry? He finds out they're just together because of the daughter. That's it. She doesn't really love him anymore. And so then he finds a text message from a certain somebody talking about a girl with a horn and blue hair and her quirk to rewind people. And he goes, "What the?" I'll look into this more later. So, Deku, he basically finds some shady stuff on his phone. His father was basically doing a lot of shady things, and this girl, he found out who was called Eri, and what she can do, and what he's been helping with the mass production to get over to America. And so, he basically gets all this information and he puts it on his computer, having all like the files and text messages printed and other stuff just onto a flash drive. And well, what he does is he goes over to the police and they are shocked to even see this, all this proof. They ask, how did you do this? Like, they just say he was hired by somebody. So they said, well, arrest him immediately. He just says, let me just say a couple of words along with my father. Sorry. But, but anyways. So, so Deku goes to the apartment. Well, yeah, no. Yeah, the apartment. And along with All for One. Shigaraki and everyone else wanted to come with, but they've been gathering information on America's heroes and such. Just like Deku asked him. Like, he asked them to. And, well, they even found like they can open up a business in America. But, that's if they ever need to. But they've been, like, staying at one of All for One's old hideouts, which no one knew about. So, anyways, when they're at the apartment of Hasashi, he knocks on the door. And, well, Deku changed his hair. So, and his eyes. And All for One is saying, are you sure about this, Izuku? He says, yeah. Don't call me Izuku in front of them, call me Soul. And he nods. So, though this woman named Madeline, answers. She goes, hello. Who are you? I was like, oh, my name is Soul. And this is my associate, my associate, Adam. And, well, I'm just going to say, yeah, just Adam. He goes, hello there. We like to speak to Mr. Midoriya, if I'm correct? And she goes, yes. And we're just about to eat dinner. Is it gonna be quick? And Izuku says, yes. It's gonna be very quick. So, they ask, like, she lets them in. Yeah, he asks, like, who are, like, Hasashi sees them, so he asks, who are they? And he just says, we just like to talk in private, if you don't mind. And Hasashi says, follow me. So, Naka, being a curious girl and has been kind of like taught herself to not trust too many people, follow, them just in case so that way her mom will know. They're in his private area where he can just do work and such for heroes. And he goes, so what do you guys need from me? And Izuku just smiles like, Inko Midoriya. She had a child with you. You've been gone for quite some time, haven't you? As Hasashi goes like, so detectives are you? I was like, well, we're not detectives as All for One says. Kind of, we're not exactly, but we're somewhat similar to them. Now, we just has a few questions about this. Did you ever love Inko? And Hasashi says, well, at one point I did. I mean, I came here just because of the money and we needed it for our son, but I fell in love with someone else and I told her about it right away when we were dating. Then I found out she was pregnant and we got married. I mean, I've been over to America multiple times, so I kind of cheated on my wife at the time of her As Deku hears this, he says, I want to end him, I want to end him, I want to end him. And Alderman, saying to himself, how dare he? So they're roughly my son in Japan and my daughter, Naka, are the same age. Probably one of them doesn't have a quirk since Inko's wasn't too strong. And then Deku just asks, so your daughter has a quirk? He goes, yes. Her quirk is very strong, but it is also a danger. Anything else? As Deku just says, yeah. How would you feel if he was here, meeting you, right face to face? As Hasashi just says, truthfully, I'll tell him to leave. I don't want him even near me. As Deku just wonders, is it because he's a mistake? Or is it because you don't love him no more? He goes, he's in the past and that's it. I don't want him in my life. He's better off than not having me. And Deku just says, well, that's good to know. I won't be mad when he does this. And he goes, what? What are you talking? As Deku says, all for one. Would you kindly please do what you do best? As all for one basically rushes over with his speed quirk and put his hand right on Sasashi's face, cover his mouth, and basically like one hand is covering his mouth, the other one is taking out his quirk. As he takes out Hasashi's quirk, his fire breathing, and then he basically gives it to Deku, and it's blue for some weird reason. Deku's body adjusted it to be blue and such. Also, he already had like a fire manipulation quirk, so yeah, it just made it a little bit stronger too, since of the players, you know. As Hasashi goes like, I mean, not because of the player, because of Soul, I mean, because of the 11 quirk. But anyways, Hasashi, asks, what happened to me? I don't feel. As Deku just says, oh, don't worry, we just, well, as he basically starts breathing in, and then as fire, comes off his mouth a little bit, as Hasashi goes like, what the? As, Deku knows Naka is out there, he says, well, tell my dear stepsister and her mother that if she ever wants to meet me, come to Japan. Because you're going to go to jail. But first, who is this girl called Eri? And she goes, what the? And then Deku, immediately throws a shadow, right at the guy's, arms, necks, and legs. And he says, tell me now, and I won't do something unpleasant to you. And he goes, threatening your old man, huh? Well, no, he says, threatening me. He goes, yeah, after all, you're my scumbag of a father. As then he transforms, his eyes and hair, and just says, so, you got anything else to tell me? As flames, start to flicker off his hand a little bit. As he goes, no, I got nothing to tell you. As Deku just sighs, and, well, fire starts to go on the guy's, Sasha's cheek, as he screams a little bit in pain, and he goes, alright, I'll tell you. And he goes, good. And he explains the whole entire thing about Eri. Deku just slaps him right across the face. It just says, you're a monster, I'm glad you're going to jail. He goes, what? As he walks to the door, Naka gets out of the way. He, opens up the door. He turns to his right side. He basically just tells her, you know, well, you heard, he says, ask, did you hear everything? She nods. He goes, good. So basically, he walks out, and Honaka's mom, I don't, I forgot her name already. Anyways, this is near the end, so it doesn't matter. Which asks, like, who are you? What happened? He goes, my name is Zuko Midoriya, and I'm that, scumbag's, son. And basically, he's gonna go to jail. She goes, why? He explains it, and she's upset. She doesn't want to live in the same household. So Deku gives, tells her to pack up her things and, well, because we're gonna go back to Japan soon, so just pack up everything. And she nods. Not You're not gonna hurt it. So basically, what happens is after Deku and All For One leave, the cops come arrest Hasashi. He goes to jail. I mean, he's gonna go to prison and such. But anyways, Naka and her mom start packing up everything. Deku, helps out too, along with All For One and the other League of Villains. And then when they, get everything done, they get everything ready to go as well. They go back to Japan. Naka meets Inko along with her mom. Inko and the mom get along pretty fine. And Deku tells Shigaraki All For One as they start making a plan. And that's where I'm going to leave it off, everyone. I do hope you enjoyed this What If. Anyways, maybe a What If's coming out tomorrow. But, alright. Bye, everyone. Have a nice day, night, wherever you are. Just be safe.